This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate. I said that way too aggressively. Listen, at 6 a.m. on a Wednesday, you cannot say that aggressively.
No, you got to be aggressive with it.
That's too aggressive. People, it's I'm scaring people, I think, if they tuned in or if they happen to just have it on. I remember the one time when I was doing a show, Jay-Z and Tito and Bodie here with you. I was talking about how I said something like, Alexa, play the fan. And I can't remember the conversation, how it went. I don't know if me and Carp or not. But anyway, I said that, though. And then I get texts from friends of mine. Hey, stop saying that. It keeps playing my Alexa in the background when you say it out loud. I got the radio on. I say, like, Alexa, play this.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It is a Wednesday here on Morning Juice. As I mentioned, I'm Tito. Justin Zwick. Bodie Wells here as well. Decides to work today. 2 full hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, HD3. Download the show anytime. Catch us from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Also, Facebook and Twitter. Find us there. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin. Austin Ward will join us today. Big day lined up here for the show. And we're going to talk what Jake Diebel had to say after last night's loss to Illinois. The Ohio State men lost number 13, Illinois, 88-80. Jackets scored the first goal of the game and then surrendered 4 straight in a 4-1 loss to Carolina. Cavs host Portland tonight at 7. Jay-Z, how are you today, my man?
I'm doing great. 2 days in a row with that 4:40 alarm. Got right out of bed, jumped right up this morning, so I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Cal Ripken ain't got nothing on you.
Exactly. Yeah, 2 in a row, baby.
That's right, 2 in a row.
3, some call that a streak.
Some will call that a streak.
We'll find out tomorrow.
That's right. Bodie, did you enjoy your day off? Cat sitting, or what were you doing?
Just hanging out, doing a whole lot of nothing. It was pretty good. Didn't really
get your Christmas shopping done?
So, sure, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Got everybody subscription to the Jelly of the Month Club. That's the gift that keeps on giving.
That's right.
I don't think I can't remember the last time I creatively thought about and got someone a Christmas gift.
Agreed, unfortunately. Kind of leaned pretty heavy into the gift card sort of
gift
world.
Cards are easy.
Well, like my wife does most of the shopping, and I'll say, what do you want for Christmas this year? And she'll send me a link.
That's exactly what it is.
And say, this is what I want. And then I can't botch
size,
it. Yeah, I can't botch it.
Hey. You can't detour because she's going to be like, I sent you the link of what I wanted. You got me this.
Unfortunately, too, as I've gotten older now, I realize most of the stuff I ask for is just boring. My mom was asking, what do you want for Christmas? I was like, well, I moved into my apartment, and it was over the summer, and I was like, I actually need some lamps, so.
Yeah,
there you
go. Maybe a blender, I don't know.
Get a couple of those.
Right.
I'm the worst. I got a wrench set coming. I just little things that I see online, that looks pretty cool. I could probably use that at some point.
That's right.
It's like an electric screwdriver that fits in anywhere. I'll take that. Let's go.
Does that say anything about us as a society?
We have too much stuff already,
or that we don't want to put thought. We're just you know what? I don't want to be surprised. Don't worry about what I think I might like. Just get me what I do like.
Yeah,
without taking the chance.
See, my problem is I just get what I want when I want it.
Right? Yes.
So it's come Christmas time, I'm just and she's like, well, my mom, my aunt, my sister, we need stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay. Here's a wrench set. Let's get that.
I was in my mid-20s, started dating this girl. And we'd known each other for a while. We just started dating. It was still very early on, in the situation, I would say it is. And she was always very obsessed with her smile. And so I needed to find a gift.
Toothbrush.
That's what it was. I got her an electric toothbrush, a really high-end one. And she was so disappointed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a heck of a gift.
I thought it was,
Those things are nice.
But it was it wasn't romantic because we weren't really there in that, romantic kind of spot yet.
Yeah.
She's like, my breath smells. This guy got me a toothbrush.
The other thing, too, that I screwed up, too, because she did tell me she wanted a Foo Fighters CD. And I didn't remember it. And I got her what I mean is I got her a Goo Goo Dolls one instead. So I didn't get Foo Fighters. I got Goo Goo Dolls. Big difference.
In your defense, you didn't have the Notes app on the iPhone.
I didn't. You're right.
Nowadays, somebody mentioned something.
Yeah.
It's let me just write this down.
Yes.
I'll remember it in 6 weeks when I have to go buy it.
This is the wrong time to ask this question, Bodie, at 6:04 on a Wednesday. But did you do this date in history?
I did, too.
Oh, thank God. I was sitting there.
That would have been bad.
I was at a point last night where I was like, should I text? No, I'm not going to text him. I'm going to assume Bodie did it. Bodie always comes through. But if he doesn't, I've got to be ready to go on the fly tomorrow, which is usually how I do it anyway. Let's do Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Bodie Wells. I missed it. I'm late on the cue.
That's all right. No worries there, Tito. Happy Wednesday, guys. We'll start here December 10th, 2025, the 344th day of the year. Just 21 days left in this 2025. 3 weeks from today. The Buckeyes played New Year's Eve night, right?
Yeah, New Year's Eve, 7:30.
Not going to lie. I wasn't able to see the bracket because I threw my remote right through my TV before.
I don't blame you for blocking out the college football schedule anymore.
But, 3 weeks left. Timmy Duncan days left in this 2025.
Look at
some events here, guys. All the way back in 1884, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain is first published in the UK and Canada. It was delayed to get to the United States until February of the following year in 85 due to a printing error. Wouldn't run into those issues anymore.
Okay, so The Adventures of Huck Finn. Are you guys, and maybe, I mean, I'm sure that Carp would be able to, would chide me for asking this question and make fun of me for saying it, but was that before Tom Sawyer? Or was Sawyer first?
I have absolutely.
Do we have any idea?
I don't even have the slightest clue.
I know Tom Sawyer. And I'm not talking the Rush Tom Sawyer from the 1980, whatever their album was. But anyway, yeah, I wondered if, I always thought Tom Sawyer was like the main guy. I don't hear much about Huck Finn. So.
No clue.
That's a good question.
Yes.
By the way, Elizabeth.
Let's get back to you on that one.
Elizabeth did a humble brag in the chat. In the late 80s, early 90s, my father installed car telephones, I think, as a gift. What he did. Ooh. That's what I'm getting. Maybe it's not a gift. I should. Maybe I'm assuming.
Your toothbrush looks a lot worse now.
I know. Tell me about it. Maybe I misread that, Elizabeth. Go ahead.
Continuing here with events, 1898, the Treaty of Paris, which ended the Spanish-American War, is signed by United States President McKinley. 1901, the first Nobel Prize in Physics is awarded to Wilhelm Röntgen for his discovery of X-rays. Pretty good one there. Good job out of him. 1906, staying with that theme here a little bit, Teddy Roosevelt, the U.S. president, he becomes the first American to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. 1926, not a Nobel Peace Prize winner on this one. Adolf Hitler publishes his second edition, the second part of Mein Kampf. Not a Peace Prize there on that one for Adolf. 1948, the UN General Assembly adopts the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. 1966, the Beach Boys scores their third and #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 with this song right here, Good Vibrations. Good vibrations.
Overrated.
Oh, come on.
No, Beach Boys overrated. Beach Boys overrated. No,
the Beach Boys were part of my childhood.
First
they got
of all,
nothing on Squeeze, right, Tito?
Nothing on...
On who?
Yes,
I don't
Squeeze.
know.
No, Squeeze. Yeah, Squeeze.
Tito,
it's not the Squeeze, just Squeeze.
Just Squeeze.
Okay, Beach Boys were not part of your child. They were the old-time Beach Boys. You act like you grew up in the 60s. You didn't. When you say the Beach Boys are part of my childhood.
They were touring a little bit back when they were older and still putting out the hits and still singing, not putting out the hits.
No, they
were
had
singing
like
the hits.
Yeah, they were
singing the hits, not putting out the hits when I heard them. Jamaica.
Yes.
Ooh, I want to. Let's go. How do you not like that, Tito?
Yeah. Because at the same time it came out, my favorite band when I was growing up, the Monkees, had a song came out that was Then This Is Now. It was about the same time, and they were battling on the charts, and I was rooting for the Monkees.
So you were a Monkees guy.
I was a huge Monkees guy.
Right.
This is like the Jordan LeBron before Jordan LeBron.
Yes.
1971, Lucasfilm Ltd. is founded as a film and television production company by George Lucas in San Francisco, California.
Goosebumps.
I don't know how much technically I can play of this. I don't know if this is a copyright
Before they
thing
come
or
find
not,
us,
but
yeah.
We'll fade that down a little bit there as it goes.
You
but
could have played the Bill
of
Murray
course-
lounge singer version of it. He did that in a Saturday Night Live skit. He was a lounge singer, and he was singing words to that song. Like it was going on backwards, going, Star Wars.
He's just singing.
Yeah.
Continuing here, another movie theme here. 1978, Superman the movie, directed by Richard Donner and starring Christopher Reeve, is released in theaters in Washington, D.C. 1983, the last NFL game at Shea Stadium is played. Tito, any idea who played in that game?
The last game in 70, what year was it?
Oh, he knows
83.
83. Well, I know the Mets played.
No, this is NFL. Last NFL game.
Oh, okay, that would have been Jets would have been one of the teams.
Yep, they lost to
the Dolphins.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, 34-7. On that same date in 1983, Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson begin a 6-week run atop the Billboard Hot 100 with this hit right here, Say, Say, Say.
All my tears. Oh, we gotta.
1991, architect IMP or Pay, one of the two, receives $5 million. Receives $5 million for the design of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum, which was, of course, built here in Ohio, up in Cleveland. I got a handful of Heisman Trophy winners here on this date. 1994, the 60th Heisman Trophy is awarded to Rashawn Salam, the Colorado running back. 2001, the 67th award goes to Eric Crouch, the quarterback of Nebraska. 2005, Reggie Bush. He doesn't have the Heisman Trophy anymore.
I think he does. They give it back to him.
Did they give it back to him?
Oh, did they give it back to him? Okay.
To him,
I knew he was fighting to get it back.
Yeah,
I didn't realize he got it back. Okay. 2012. That would go to Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel, the Texas A&M quarterback. He became the first freshman to win the award. I believe he was a redshirt freshman, but nevertheless. And then just got couple more here. In 2016, Lamar Jackson, the Louisville Cardinals quarterback, he becomes the youngest player to win it. He was just 19 years old in 2016 when Lamar won it there for Louisville.
Jackson, look out! Makes a cut. Why not spin in for another touchdown? Unbelievable. He has seized this national stage and made a strong, early Heisman statement.
Jackson keeps it again, trying to stretch to the edge. What a hurdle by Jackson! Highlight reel touchdown! Lamar Jackson does it again. Lamar Jackson.
Sometimes we hand out Heisman Trophy awards in September, and it's way too early, but Chris Fowler actually was on the call there. He nailed that one. And then last one, just a few years ago in 2022, Caleb Williams, boo, the Southern California quarterback, wins the 88th Heisman Trophy award. Some birthdays here, guys. Born on this date in 1815. She passed in 1852. Ada Lovelace. She was an English mathematician. She was considered to be the first computer programmer, so way ahead of her time.
In 1850s?
I know.
What was she programming?
I don't know. That's what it said. Maybe I was wrong. I don't know. Maybe I wrote it down wrong.
Right.
I just write down what the internet says.
Exactly.
And keep it
If the internet says it, it's true.
Exactly. Born on this date in 1957, sadly passing away in 2012, the actor Michael Clark Duncan, famous. He was a part of the NASCAR pit crew there for Ricky Bobby and Talladega Nights, but also famous for his role here in the Green Mile.
I want it to be over and done with. I do. I'm tired, boss. Tired of being on the road alone as a sparrow in the rain. I'm tired of never having me a buddy to be with, to tell me where we's going to, coming from, or why. Mostly I'm tired of people being ugly to each other. I'm tired of all the pain I feel and hear in the world every day. There's too much of it. It's like pieces of glass in my head all the time. Can you understand?
That's a heck of a movie right there.
Doesn't sound that funny. It's not a comedy.
It's not a comedy.
I've seen clips. The clips look good.
Tito, yeah.
I haven't seen the movie.
It's pretty good. I would definitely check it out. Add it to the list. Tom Hanks and Michael Clark Duncan there as two of the bigger roles there in that movie.
I've actually started that. I've got a list now of when I get seriously ill or in a car accident or something where like I'm bedridden for several months. I've got what's called the serious injury to Tito list of movies I've got to watch.
Green Mile should be pretty high.
It should be on there.
Green Mile is fine.
Yeah.
Better do it early because who knows?
You're going to have plenty of time, it sounds like.
Well, but you never know if it's serious injury. That plug gets pulled, and I'm like halfway through, like, I missed Green Mile.
The ending is pretty important.
The ending, you got to get to the end of that.
You do have to see.
You might want to start with that one. Just make sure you have enough time.
I have a list, and I've got to rank them now.
Turning 61 years old today, celebrity chef Bobby Flay.
We were so sad you guys couldn't come to the wedding.
We completely understand.
Oh, yeah.
You were busy fishing with Mark Cuban.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
not just the cubes, but we had Chris Daughtry, Jeff Probst, Super Chef Bobby Flay. I mean, it was insane. I mean, it was almost too much.
My God, that's impressive.
Yeah, we were down in the southern part of the Gulf fishing bonita. Robert, have you ever been down to the southern part of the Gulf on the bonita run?
Always wanted to. I hear it's amazing.
It is. It's gorgeous.
Are bonita fish big?
What?
Dale, don't interrupt the man when he's telling a story.
No, it's fine, Robert.
I was asking about the story.
What's this guy's deal?
I don't know, son. It's okay. Well, Dale, they are what's called a trophy fish. So, yeah, they're pretty big.
Nothing to do with Bobby Flay there.
No, but that's
I've
great.
seen that movie.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Step Brothers is
that's
pretty
a good
good.
one.
I wouldn't say it like hits the heart the way Green Mile does, but
No,
it's
totally
hilarious.
different movies, but you'll laugh a lot more during
Different
that one.
vibe. Born on this date in 1974, turning 51 years old today, the former drummer of the White Stripes, Meg White.
I'm gonna fight 'em all. A seven-nation army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna.
I think if you've ever been to a sporting event in your life,
I was going to say, he
you've
didn't make that for
probably
football
heard that
games.
song. Yeah. Third down, intro song. It's going to be played at some point. Turning 40 years old today, actress and singer Raven Simone. Also turning 40 years old today, the former Bears, pretty good running back there for a handful of years, Matt Forte. He was a stud there for quite a while. Born on this date in 1991, turning 34 years old today, Cavaliers legend Deion Waiters, who once famously said, "I'd rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 9, because you go 0 for 9, that means you stopped shooting, and that means you lost confidence." Good job out of Deion there. And then last birthday here, born on this date in 1996, turning 29 years old today, Bengals superstar quarterback Joe Burrow.
You can use your running back. The guy's inside. But you got to get it out. There he is to the end zone, and he comes down with it. Outrageous. What a catch. Chase, one-on-one. Forget about it. Burrow. Open. Taylor. This game is tied. 11 points in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And Cincinnati storms back from 31 yards. McPherson. And Cincinnati is heading to the Super Bowl.
Good job out of Joe Burrow in that.
Said he was 29?
Yep, 29.
Young.
Some passings today, guys. 1869, Alfred Nobel, the Swedish chemist who invented dynamite and also founded the Nobel Peace Prize. He passed just at the age of 63.
I picture him holding sticks of dynamite or something like that and saying, "Name the prize after me. Name this piece of prize
or else.
All of us are out of here."
You guys want to see how these things work?
Right, yes. Name it after me.
Fear is a hell of a motivator.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
1946, Walter Johnson passes at the age of 59, the MLB Hall of Fame pitcher, two-time MVP and one-time World Series champ. Passing away just sadly at the age of 26 in a plane crash. I tell you, you do enough today in history, you realize a lot of people went in a plane crash. It's not a great time, but nevertheless, Otis Redding, just 26 years old when he passed.
I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, I'm just sitting on the dock of.
And a few more here for you. At the age of 65 in 2005, the comedian Richard Pryor. In 2015, Dolph Schayes, the Basketball Hall of Fame coach and player, he passed at the age of 87. And then a few years ago, Paul Silas, the two-time NBA All-Star and former NBA coach, passes at the age of 79. And then in 2024, Rocky Colavito, the 9-time MLB All-Star, passes at the age of 91. Holidays and observances, just two here. National Logger Day, and then Dewey Decimal System Day. Not really sure what exactly. Is that just simply the decimal, like 1.1?
No, oh wow,
or?
This is the age thing. No, Dewey Decimal System. Yeah, well, it's like the that's how the libraries would code their books.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Like
that
it
makes
would have
sense. There's a picture of a library.
That's what it is. Wow.
The
fact you don't know that makes you feel even older than I am. I mean, turn my
goes into a
headphones up.
library. Goes onto a computer and the book comes out of a wall probably
right,
now.
All you got to do. Back then, you had to like the huge
you
card
had to go
catalog.
look for things. Yeah,
and it would say like,
catalog.
D791.457. You had to go find that book somewhere.
All right. Right on.
Life used to be hard, buddy. You don't even know you're so young.
What's a library? And last but certainly not least, a very happy birthday to my dad, who turns 57 today, Tito. So that's what I got for you. December 10th, 2025, 344th day of the year. Just 21 days left. Excuse me, in this 2025.
10 days till winter. Something like that.
Got 15 days till the big guy comes.
Oh, that's, well,
I think winter's, 20th or 21st, winter solstice.
Yeah, I'm still processing the last thing you just said.
My dad's birthday?
50 what?
57.
57.
So I can do math. Born in 68. Today's 2025.
Goodness.
I'm 54, Jay-Z. I'm just saying this right
Wow.
here. No, and look, I knew the math
Are you
works.
Bodie's father?
No, listen. No, the math works. The math works. I get it. It makes perfect sense. Whew. I think it was disrespectful for Bodie to put the age on there.
Could have just said happy birthday.
You could have said happy birthday, Dad. I said, his dad's
we got to remind our dads how old they are nowadays.
Not publicly. Just say, hey, my dad. And I would just think in my mind, his dad. His dad's older than me. But to find out he's a mere 3 years older than me.
Well, age is just a number, Tito.
No, it's not. No, I'm telling you, it's actually much more than a number.
Once said, are you old enough? Will you be ready if I call your bluff?
God, I don't know if I can do the show. By the way, Tom Sawyer came out when I was in high school in 1876, apparently. Adventures of Huckleberry in 1884. So Adventures of Tom Sawyer was first.
So, yeah, but very close.
Yes, very close.
76 and 84.
Yes. Also, in 1972, the American League voted to adopt the designated hitter rule as a 3-year experiment, which then was just American League for a long time until just recently. And one other one, in 1939, the NFL's attendance exceeded 1 million in a season for the first time. Across the league, 1 million. So mostly
what year was that?
1939.
30-something.
30, yeah.
Jeez, that's a weekend now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a pretty good job for the most part up until the very end of this date in history there, Bodie. But coming up next, the Buckeye men took it to Illinois last night. We'll hear from Jake Diebler next. Morning Juice.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn, skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greensons.com for all your Kubota needs.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/your moment and get started today.
I thought mixing bleach with my floor cleaner would take the stain out.
When my youngest ate the dog's medicine, that was a new one.
I was trying to protect my garden, but I accidentally sprayed myself with pesticide.
So I called 1-800-222-1222, the poison helpline.
A poison expert helped me figure out what to do next.
I was connected to someone who spoke Spanish.
They answered my questions.
It was free.
It was confidential.
It was real help in real time.
Keep the poison experts in your pocket. 1-800-222-1222.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. Tito, Jay-Z, the youthful Bodie. Thanks to all you guys chiming in the chat. We appreciate that. Last night, Ohio State played number 13 Illinois here in town. Illinois wins 88-80, 13th ranked Fighting Illini of Illinois. And I watched the game start to finish, which I don't always do because of the fact that I have to be in here very early, but I want to stay up and watch that one. And a few things stood out to me. First of all, Bruce Thornton's a stud. He scored 24 points in the first half of that game, and I think he was either 5 for 5, I think, or 6 for 6 on threes in the first half alone.
He went 13 of 17 overall.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
It was a heck of a night.
Yes, he was fantastic last night. The Buckeyes, though, and they fell behind. They would battle back and have chances to do something. And then they just they do something foolish. And,
yeah, they put a little bit.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button there. Anyway, but they would. There was a couple things. There was Christoph Tilley had a couple of dumb fouls. Like he had 2 fouls where he literally just shoved the guy. Like it wasn't even trying to mask it. He just shoved the guy.
On a night where they were calling everything, I think they're going to call that one.
And same thing with Mobley. Mobley did the same thing on a play. There was a play down the stretch, late in the game, loose ball. Illinois grabs it right before it goes out of bounds on the side, and Mobley just pushes the guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know why in the hell they did that. It's like, yeah, if you want to try to get away with the foul, that's fine. Yeah. But this was like, hey, watch me foul this guy. And he shoved him. They missed free throws down the stretch, and the game was 88-80. It was a lot closer than that for a good chunk of the second half, but then Ohio State just, like I say, foolish mistakes, and they couldn't do anything down the stretch. Now, like I said, we 24 points in the first half of that game for Bruce Thornton when he was making everything. I mean, he was making everything in that game, and then had a much slower second half, much less productive second half. Here is Jake Diebler talking about the second half and the kind of the dip, I guess, with Bruce Thornton.
Yeah, they put a little bit more size on him. I thought there were a couple of his looks were really good, and we try to get him on the ball in different spots. He's got to continue to be really aggressive because he had it going. There's no question about that. I thought him only getting to the free throw line one time, something's not right about that, and we got to go back and look why that is in a game where there's 48 fouls called, and the way he's guarded with the physicality he's guarded with, and it's very surprising to me that a player of that caliber gets to the free throw line one time and gets 2 attempts. So we'll see. Some of that could be him, and he's got to initiate more contact or whatever, because it felt like those type of plays were being honored tonight, where offense initiating contact, and but I thought he had 34, 6, and 6. So I don't know what there is to really pick at aside from him not getting to the free throw line when it seemed like a lot of free throws were being had and him not getting there more. So maybe some of that's on him. We got to go back and look at that. But yeah, I think that's it.
So he ends up 34, 6, and 6. He's 6 for 9 in the game on threes. The rest of the team 3 for 19. In a game like you were, there was all those fouls called. You're right. 48 fouls called, and Thornton, who's a small guy who drives in sometimes. I mean, he's thick, but he's not a tall guy. He only goes 2 for 2. Thornton, you mentioned Bodie was 13 out of 17 from the field. And the rest of the team made 15 total field goals out of 44 attempts. You're not going to win many games that way. And Illinois is good, by the way. Illinois is a good-looking team. They've got a lot of guys who can shoot from the outside that are big guys. Jay-Z, I'm curious. Ohio State, look, I've always said the standard for Ohio State men's basketball should be every year they should be in the NCAA tournament.
Yes.
That should be the standard. I'm not saying you're going to win it. No. Not saying the Final Four, Sweet 16, whatever. I think a really good year is a Sweet 16 year.
We're going to get bounced in the first round. We're going to make it to the Sweet 16.
Right.
We don't know, but we should be in that tournament every single year.
We got to get there. And I know that we were spoiled by Thad, in the Thad years here with Odin and those guys. I mean, that was a special time, and you're on campus, right?
That was my senior year. That was my senior year. We did Florida in football and then Florida in basketball. Got beat by both of them. It was the greatest of times, and it was the worst of times.
Did you have both? I don't know how the whole thing works, how many times you guys cross paths, but did you have much relationship with that, the players on that team?
Not a ton. We would see basketball guys at training table,
right?
And that was really about it. And those guys were all freshmen, and so we would see them around. But we throw out the hey, what's up, boys? That sort of thing. But wasn't really combined. It was just they would come in on their own time, and we'd be leaving, or it'd be one of those things because our schedules were so different, and they would only come at certain points of the season because their season started, and ours was already in it. So didn't really get to know them. I mean, they were here for a year.
Yeah,
that was the one and done.
And Conley.
And Conley. So it was a lot of fun, of course. The senior year to have that kind of basketball team and that kind of season. As we were leaving, and then for them to make it to the national championship was awesome. I mean, what a run! But it is cool. Like Terrence Dials, the older guys. Yeah. Those are guys that I probably saw more and knew more. Because they were more my class or my age, and I still see those guys and know a lot of those guys today, but those young guys, those freshmen, saw him around. It was fun to look at Greg because he was so big.
Oh, I know. Right.
It was like, oh my gosh, could you imagine? But we need to get back to those days. That'd be fun.
Odin inspired something in my life when I got divorced the first time.
Took that Florida loss hard.
I know it was tough. Yeah. Anyway, anytime I went out on dates after that, first dates. And, for how to go, whatever, I'd say, oh, she's Odin, meaning she's one and done. I'm not going to go out with this girl again. I was called any date that did any time I dated a woman one time, and I was not going to go with the second one. Maybe I was there, Odin. Maybe they use the same thing with me. Hey, how's that Tito guy? Oh, it's Odin. I would use Odin, though. One and done is the way I would use that.
That's great.
Ohio State's defense does have to get better. And I knew going in that Ohio State's defense would be a difficult thing. And look, giving up 88 points to Illinois is not the worst thing in the world. But just by and large, watching them play this year, their defense has been very suspect. Here is Jake Diebler, or John Diebler, either one. Here's a Diebler guy talking about the defensive performance.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to that, certainly. When you play a team of this caliber, your execution, with the scheme you're doing has got to be really high level. And listen, give them credit. Zero came in, and wasn't shooting at the 80% clip from three he shot at tonight. And so we had to alter our coverage, anticipating that, players step up in those moments and maybe do something like that where they get hot from three, that we got to go to a different coverage. I thought we in moments like that, our adjustments were good. But, yes, we knew this was a team that was going to shoot a lot of threes. And, we had to protect the paint while also, limiting the easy catch-and-shoot opportunities. And you do that by being up in your gap where guys – you can impact the drive higher up the floor, because if it gets too deep and you form, this long, low gap, you're not going to recover in time. And the other thing that makes them unique is some of those guys, they had, really tall guys shooting threes, which as you close out, right, it's different closing out when you're heavy in the gap versus a 6'4" guy versus a guy who's 7 feet. So I think, they shot the ball really well. Some of that is on us, certainly. But, I think some of it, too, is, they had some guys step up and make some big-time shots.
They've definitely got length and shooting ability out of their length that you could see it in that game last night. There's a lot of times you see that a 7-footer out there roaming around the three-point line, and get an open look and knock it down. There are 6 Big Ten teams in the top 25 right now, plus North Carolina, who's on Ohio State's schedule this year as well. So they've got to get this right. Look, they're 7-2 now, so it's not like the sky is falling kind of thing. But, there's still, I think, in most of the bracketology stuff I've seen from Joe Lunardi, Ohio State's in there's like a 10 seed or a 9 seed, so not firmly in because of all the other, obviously the 11 through 16 seeds and the play-in things. Those usually go to very small schools. But
I think the concern, though, at this point would be you've played 4 equal opponents, right?
Sure.
Not counting the bye games. You you barely beat a pretty mediocre Notre Dame team.
Yep.
You beat Northwestern.
And you were behind in that game.
Yeah. And now you've lost to Illinois, top 25 team, but, winning at home against top 25 teams in college basketball is a pretty reasonable expectation.
Sure it is, yeah.
And then, who else am I forgetting in there? And then you lost to Pitt.
The buzzer beater
on a
Pitt, yeah.
Hail Mary, buzzer beater, but you still lost, and Pitt's not very good either. So it's kind of like 4 games in. If you look at it in a way, like it's a 4-game season so far, it's kind of
not good.
You're leaking oil.
Well, and I feel like every beginning of the season for Ohio State basketball is like, all right, we're going to be pretty good this year. Here we go. Like we started off strong, and then we hit that slide, and it's just like 5 or 6 in a row, and it's just like, and now we're out.
Yeah.
Every year.
Hopefully they can get over that hump. Exactly. Yeah.
Every year they get a lot of love in the preseason polls, like, they're a fringe top 25 team, whatever, sometimes even in like the top 20 or whatever. And then it feels good until we get to January. And then that's when the wheels fall. But 7-2 right now, yes, you're right, Bodie. 2-2 of these teams.
Like I said, it's not like a sky is falling, but it's kind of like,
Yeah, that number looks better than what it probably is.
It's probably not sunny and 75 either.
Right. Now, they're off until Saturday. They play West Virginia, a neutral site game up in Cleveland. And then they've got a week off before they play North Carolina. So between now and December 20th, they'll play twice. And so they've got time to work on things. But what I love about this team, and look, I've loved watching Tilly play. I think Tilly's been a good addition to this team. And Bruce Thornton, it's like when I look at the makeup of this roster, it feels like they've got a lot of the components you need to make a run in the tournament. When you've got a veteran, high-scoring guard, high-energy guy that seems unguardable. So, like, he was unguardable last night for a good chunk of the game. You've got some size. They've got more size this year than they seem to have had in years past. More usable size, let's put it that way. I like Devin Royal. If Mobley gets hot, and Mobley struggled this year, but it feels like there's a lot of pieces as part that are in place that could make this a decent tournament team.
How many new guys do they have this year? Because last year it was like 6 or 7, wasn't it? Is it not as many this year? I mean, I know we got more of a core back,
and it's a different makeup. Whereas what they did last year with the portal was they grabbed a bunch of guys that had underperformed based on their recruiting. The biggest one is the ghost of Aaron Bradshaw.
7-figure Bradshaw.
Bradshaw.
From my Kentucky Wildcats.
That's right, yes. He was allergic to paint. And was
Sean Stewart, right?
Sean Stewart was one. I'm trying to think who else came in. But they brought in the kid from South Carolina who came back.
Michi.
So the guys they added this year, Bynum's a freshman. He fouled out last night in 21 minutes, but he's still pretty good.
Hey, can't take him with you.
That's right.
That's right. Gabe Cupps transfer from Indiana. He's an Ohio guy and hasn't done a whole lot so far, I don't think. But yeah, then you bring in you got Brandon Noel, that kid. He's a 6'8" kid, but yeah. So it's
him and Tilly.
I was just wondering if it's going to take some time for these guys to gel, but
these guys are all most of these guys have already established Tilly for sure, but
Tilly and Noel were if you will, proven commodities.
Yes.
At lower schools, not Big Ten schools.
Right.
But where last year was Bradshaw was a 5-star.
Right.
Then he didn't do anything.
He was at Kentucky, so he must be really
good. Bank on it.
Yeah.
And I was actually, he's not very good at basketball. Yeah.
So he transferred to Memphis where Penny Hardaway is. And the other day, he was a healthy scratch.
Oh, heck.
Oh.
And then after the game, Hardaway's asked about it. There's another guy, too, who's a starter who didn't play at all. And I think they were, hurting with injuries, too, with other parts of the team. And Penny just said, look, the guys that deserve to be out there are going to be out there.
I mean, we saw it last year. With all due respect, he's not.
No, don't you dare say with all due respect. Don't you dare say
with no respect.
Very good. He doesn't use his size at all. He's pretty. I don't like calling guys soft, but he's not exactly. He's not soft.
He's not a banger.
Look, it's he's like toilet paper. If you go out, if it gets wet, it just folds up. Hey,
and
he's soft
he's 7
like that.
foot, but he looks like he's 150 pounds.
Right.
I mean, You got to play with some toughness, though, too. Like, at some point, 7 feet, you can't teach size.
You can't teach size, but you can't teach hard either.
That's true.
But at 7 feet tall, you should accidentally get 4 rebounds a game. Accidentally.
You would think so.
Put your hands up.
Yeah, it's like,
ball should fall
if it came to me. I'm not boxing
Just don't put
anybody
them up
out.
too far because you'll hit the rim with your hands because you're so tall.
You're so frustrated watching.
Come on.
No, don't. That's a new rule on the show. If you talk about Aaron Bradshaw, you cannot say with all due respect. We just have to be real with him.
When Timmy told me last year, or I guess it was, last season, this calendar year, when he got 7 figures in name, image, and likeness to come from Kentucky, I was just like, shout out to that booster. I mean, you want to talk about just lighting money on fire.
Yeah.
Just call Coach Day and be like, who's the next running back?
Even if you counted the 2 after the decimal point as the 7 figures, it was still too much money. It was still way too much. He still underperformed on that one. All right. But yeah, Ohio State basketball. There we go.
There you go. 7-2. Let's go.
7-2. Let's do it.
West Virginia Saturday out here. Don't let them get hot.
There we go. Coming up next, quick hitters, morning juice.
Pain has a way of stealing the moments that matter most, especially during the holidays. It's not just your knees, back, your shoulder. It's the time with the family and friends. But in 2026, that could all change when your body remembers how to heal itself. It just needs a little help finding its way back. That's where QC Kinetics comes in. They're your partner here in Columbus that will help you heal that pain without surgery or without pills. It's your body's own natural biologics to heal itself. It's the best comeback story that you're going to find, powered by your own cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pills, no long recovery, just your body remembering how to feel alive again. It's time to take that first step. Literally, walk, hike, dance, enjoy the holidays. Schedule your free consultation today in Dublin or Gahanna. Now is the great time to use your HSA or FSA for treatment. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544 and get feeling better in 2026 today.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Bobby played for the Dallas Cowboys. Tito wears assless chaps.
I'm dead sexy.
You're locked into Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Tito, Bodie, Justin Zwick. I'm not going to ask Justin Wick about NIL that he would have gotten at Ohio State. I don't want to vacate any wins. So let's not even talk about it.
There's not that many wins to vacate.
That's good. All right, Bodie, let's hit some quick hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Bodie, take it away.
Happy Wednesday, fellas. We'll start with the NFL. I'll be very honest with you guys. When I first saw this story yesterday, I kind of thought I was either hallucinating or I was getting tricked by one of those fake Twitter accounts or something. Yes, like check the calendar. That's because just a few days after losing Daniel Jones to a torn Achilles, he'll be out for the year, of course, the Indianapolis Colts are signing Phillip Rivers to their practice squad. He just turned 44 years old a couple days ago on Monday this week. We celebrated his birthday on Today in History on Monday. He last played in the NFL in 2020. He was with the Colts there, led him to a playoff berth there with Indianapolis, an 11-5 record. He threw for more than 4,000 yards, 24 scores, and 11 picks. So pretty good year there after spending most of the decade and a half prior to that with the San Diego and LA Chargers. Tito, this is pretty wild, isn't it? Is there any chance you think he helps them get to the postseason? They're right there on the cut line, but we talked about it Monday. Without Jones, it felt unlikely.
Yeah.
Can Rivers, can he push him into the postseason?
He's a grandfather.
Yes,
he's a grandfather with a 6-month-old. Yes.
So not many players, not many kids, and the kid can't say he's only 6 months old. But yeah, he can't. It's like I saw my grandfather when he was playing in the NFL. I don't know if that's ever been uttered.
I don't know if it's his oldest or maybe one of his oldest at least. Gunner will be a senior this fall. He's going to be a pretty highly recruited
kid. He's highly recruited. He's a pretty good quarterback, right?
Maybe if Phil can hang on 4 more years.
Oh,
he
the
can
LeBron action. Let's go.
That's a great call by you.
That is awesome.
There's no way a grandfather, grandson has ever played together in the NFL.
No.
What a quarterback room that would be.
The oldest player was George Blanda, and he was, I think, 48 when he retired.
Okay.
He was a quarterback and kicker both, but primarily kicker for the end of his career. And then Brady at 45. I don't think anybody else has come close to that threshold as far as age goes.
Once you pass the 4 number, once 3-9 flips to 4-0, normally it's just kickers.
Right.
And maybe quarterbacks, but even then.
Well, it used to just be kickers, and then Brady kind of made it.
Even then, though, it's like, Rodgers, is he 40 or 41?
He's 40,
but, like, his play is clearly falling off, right? Like, Brady was the one guy that still, I don't know, Tom could probably go play this weekend and throw for, 350.
I wonder if the Colts called him.
Called Brady also,
Hey, man, we got a pretty good team here. Want to go get another ring?
Just crazy, Tito.
This was an interesting thing I heard yesterday. I can't remember where I heard it, but, Rivers, by the fact of where he's at, how long it's been since he played, he's eligible for the Hall of Fame vote here pretty soon. You know what I mean?
It gets pushed back now.
Now, once if he gets on the active roster, right now he's on the practice squad, but if he gets on the active roster, it resets.
Yeah.
So it'll be another 5 years.
Which is wild. I mean, why at that point in time?
I know.
He's coming back to just try and finish a year. It's actually kind of interesting. They said he's been with this, I'm going to mess the guy, Steichen.
How do you Steichen, Sean Steichen.
Yeah, they've been together for a long time, so he knows the system type thing, and they feel like he can just kind of step right in there. Now reading that article is like, threw the ball well, needs to work on conditioning.
Yeah, right.
It's like, yeah, well, that's what you get when you have a grandpa coming in to work out for you. He's going to be a little winded.
Hasn't played in 5 years, too. It's not even like he retired last year.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, why don't you come back, help us down the stretch run?
I imagine it's been a while since he's taken like 27 step drops in a row and like let it rip, probably got him a little bit.
I wonder, it's insane. Now, I mean, you could still throw the ball pretty well.
Yeah.
Right? You're still, and you're 42.
But, like, moving around in the pocket, trying to get away from a 300-pounder who's faster than I am at this point in time, yes.
I mean,
that would all come into play.
Well, honestly, the biggest concern for him is not to get tackled.
Yeah.
That's the whole,
if they can keep him clean.
If he's got to do what Brady made at the end of their careers, where, like, if you're close to me, I'm just going to throw the ball down the ground.
And get down.
Yes, do that too,
Don't
yes.
get hurt.
I don't even know if Rivers, if I'm Rivers, I don't want to get down because I don't know if I can get up. He'll be one of the rare quarterbacks to ever play with one of those things around his neck where it's like
a life alert.
I can't get out, the life alert, or a DNR bracelet. But look, it's a good story if it happens. Like, if he does it, I would love to see it.
If the Colts are on and he's playing, I'll flip to that game. Yes. See what happens.
I will tell you, I am even before the injury, I would be much more likely to watch a Phillip Rivers quarterback Colts team than a Daniel Jones quarterback in Colts team, regardless of what the Colts record was. It's just Daniel Jones does nothing for me. good for him on a great year. Tragic what's happened. Tragic's the wrong word. No disrespect.
It's unfortunate what's happened. He was having a good year. Yes, unfortunate.
Yes, that's the way to go. He finally started getting re-respected, I think, in the NFL circles, and to have that happen. But I'm rooting for Rivers, you know? Now, this week, Riley Leonard might be the starter still, depending if he's okay to go or not.
But he got banged up last week when he went in. Anthony Richardson is still on IR, isn't he?
From a stretching band injury.
Yeah,
I saw that this morning.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's like, the eye's a long way from the heart, right? But the game this week is against Seattle. Seattle's a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think I'm out
Whoever
there
you're throwing out there this weekend might be.
I think if I'm the Colts, I'm like, hey, Ryan, that knee looks okay. I know it feels a little funny, but yeah, trust me, I've looked at it. You're fine.
Doc says you're good to go.
Yeah, Doc says you're good to go. But it's a good story though. But I don't know what other options they could have had.
Obviously, they can't trade for anybody at this point.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't even know. I don't have a running list off the top of my head out of guys who are on the waiver wire that could be. Oh, I don't even know. It was Philip Rivers on the waiver wire.
Well, that's the thing. Like, where did that come from? It wasn't like, Philip's been trying to get back in the last 4 years.
I was trying to need a quarterback.
I'm with you. And I don't even know of anybody else who was either kind of, I'll say air quotes, retired.
Yeah.
Maybe not officially. I remember, was it Detroit last year or 2 years ago when they brought back Teddy Bridgewater?
And Bridgewater's down in Tampa now.
Yeah. What's he doing? Like his mid-30s,
yeah,
probably?
Right.
He's like a decade younger than Phil Rivers.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Tito. I don't even. What other option did they have?
For Philip Rivers, is it just because you want to try and win a Super Bowl? Like, when you're 44, you've made all the money in the world, I imagine. Now, he does have a ton of kids, so maybe he's like, this retirement's not going the way I thought it was. I need another game check, please.
College education prices.
For 10 kids,
tuition's going up.
Yeah. Right, that's why I'm begging that kid, my other kid, to get a scholarship somewhere so he gets some cash. I don't care if you're the third string quarterback there.
Because you're not going back to the Colts.
No. You're going to UCLA whether you like it or not. Do like what that mom did with that kid from Tennessee. The Texans from Texas. Inside Tennessee. But I'll watch him when he plays, and I'll be intrigued, and I'll be interested to see what he does. Yeah.
Speaking of UCLA, as Bob Chesney begins what will be quite the uphill battle to rebuild the UCLA football program, there's one famous alum that he will not be able to rely on for any more name, image, and likeness money, and that'd be Troy Aikman on the Sports Media with Richard Deitch podcast. Aikman addressed the topic when he said, quote, I gave money to a kid. I won't mention who. Good job out of Troy there. Probably a good call on that. I've done it one time at UCLA. Never met the young man. He was there for a year. He left after the year. I wrote a sizable check for him, and he went to another school. I didn't even get so much as a thank you note. So it's one of those deals where I'm done with NIL. I want to see UCLA be successful, but I'm done with that. Jay-Z, safe to say the Bruins, they're going to have to rely on other former famous alums and boosters, and not so much the former Dallas Cowboys quarterback for name, image, and likeness money.
Yeah, that is an interesting one, and I feel like that's going to spread, if that makes sense. I mean, you're going back to these guys year in and year out, right? Saying, hey, thank you for last year. We got a new guy this year, and sooner or later, something bad like that's going to happen to one of those guys, and they're going to be like, I'm not doing this anymore. We got the kid for 6 months. He didn't play, or, just the way things go with we were just talking about the Bradshaw kid. Whoever cut that check to get him to come to play basketball here is just like, what did I just do? I just lit $1 million on fire. It is what I mean, for Troy to come out and say it, that's just how he feels, and I understand it, because if I was giving money like that, and now the thank you note's probably just I don't think he really cares about a thank you note, but but even back in our day, so our scholarships were endowed. There's endowments programs. Mm-hmm. We would write thank you notes to whoever was endowed our scholarship. Yeah. Tress would make sure we did that. Yes, but I think that's something that you should be doing as a coach, just to make those people feel as if they're part of the program, or like you do appreciate it.
It's like the most baseline bare minimum.
Yeah, bare minimum. You get
right?
a gift, you send a thank you note. It's just like.
And I'm guessing if Aikman wrote the check, it probably was 6 figures at a minimum, maybe, I would guess.
Yeah, I would guess.
Or high 5 figures.
Did he say 7? No, maybe.
Oh, did he? I don't remember seeing
a sizable check. So for him,
I'm guessing it was a lot.
6 figures.
And I'm guessing it went to a player that UCLA at least was expecting to be good. Obviously, the kid left after just one season, so it didn't work out. But Yeah, I'm guessing it wasn't just some random hey, some dude, here's $600,000 to our backup left tackle.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it was a prominent
hey,
player.
Troy, we're trying to bring somebody in. We need some help.
Yes.
And then you hear nothing and the kid leaves. That would sour me, you know, if I was somebody giving them money. But.
So, UCLA, they are locked in with the Big Ten as far as getting a share of the media money, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so they've got a number, a sizable number.
So it's what, $20 million?
Whatever it is. Yeah, but I don't know if they're full. They're not going to be fully vested yet. When they came in, I don't know if they had the.
No, I think them and USC got the full.
And Oregon and Washington did not then?
Maybe.
There was something on a delay. But anyway.
Yeah, and I know some of the ACC schools, I think SMU basically went in for nothing, right? They're first handful of years, we just wanted a power.
We just want to be a conference. Yeah.
But I think USC and UCLA got the full.
So if you're UCLA, you're getting that. And things like this go on. I don't know if UCLA can ever reasonably compete to be a top football team in the Big Ten. So I think some schools at some point need to, and pun intended, punt on football a little bit and put a bunch of money into basketball. And just,
try and be good there.
Try to be elite basketball. Because I think UCLA has a better chance of being elite basketball than they do very good football. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at it in schools Duke's a bad example, but, UConn. Schools like that, and then you've got other schools that, you just focus on, we're going to be competitive if we can in football.
Like Kansas.
Yes.
In a way. Every now and then they're pretty good at football, but they're typically pretty good at basketball year in and year out.
Yes, but we are going to really focus, though, on being an elite basketball team and not so much, not so much on football, knowing we've got guaranteed money coming in from the media rights.
It's a lot easier because it's a smaller team, so the salary cap's smaller. I mean, you don't need as much to have a really good team.
You get $7 $1 million players.
Yes.
That's still less than most of these teams are paying their entire football team.
Oh, yeah.
So
for sure.
You could focus on that and really make hay in the transfer portal, pay a coach a lot of money, whatever you got to do on that thing, though. But just, be the Pirates, the Pittsburgh Pirates, maybe. I wasn't saying Caribbean Pirates. Being the Pirates, though, of football and try to be the Dodgers in basketball.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. I really think if they could get some backing. I mean, have you been to UCLA campus?
I've never been there. It's gorgeous.
I don't know how any kid ever goes on a trip there and leaves because it's beautiful. And you're in just a beautiful area. Like, the campus is awesome. If they had some money put behind their football program.
Right.
And they got to have some kind of alum out there that are just loaded,
Look,
right? I mean, you're at UCLA. Everybody who goes there, I feel like, is coming from money.
I know USC is the better drama school, but there's got to be some kind of famous celebrity actors that are UCLA
something
people.
There.
I know
that they want to see UCLA back on top, and if you were to do it, I think it'd be easy to get kids to go there. I mean, it's beautiful. You just got to get through. You got to be good.
Yeah, right. I know there's plenty of football seats available for every game. I know that from seeing some of that stuff. Yeah.
And you look at it, and it's like you feel like it would just be impossible. But then you look at Indiana.
Well, that's what I was just thinking.
And I just want to say this out loud, not to rub salt in the wound. Indiana went 13-0, and they're the number one team in the country, and they beat an undefeated Ohio State football team in the Big Ten championship game. Imagine saying that sentence 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It would have you would have been like, we gotta lock this kid up in an asylum. Like, this guy's gone crazy.
Right, yeah.
Indiana just did that. So it's possible anywhere. It's just in Indiana, it's been a minute since Bob Knight was there, but obviously they traditionally have been known as a basketball school.
Right.
So it's possible anywhere. I don't know if Bob Chesney's Kurt Cignati. Maybe he should go out there.
I think that's
and
the
start
thing. It's all about
Google
the coach you get, and
but it just
how that works.
And I admittedly am not super locked into the Indiana alumni base, but everything I feel like I hear is they're all in on this thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, they are ready to continue
Do
to
you
pour
see the
money into the
stadium
football
nowadays?
program.
I mean,
it's full.
Yeah,
full
and rowdy. And
I don't know if they're going to keep going 13-0, but 8-4 might become a baseline for them, and a playoff team might be a regular thing for them.
I'm still not buying it. No, I'm just kidding. No, they're really.
Last year's going to be their best.
He has struck gold on 2 quarterbacks that he's brought in.
That's true.
Yeah, to do that continually, I think, is going to be hard.
As we'll talk about next segment, if you are, Lenora Sellers and one of these guys, you're like, well, hell, this team.
I want to go get coached by them.
Yeah,
these
they'll turn me into an NFL guy.
We'll talk about that next. It's hell of a tease by you, Bodie. Morning Juice.
You know what hope is? Hope is action.
carving a path forward even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them. Safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together. All of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm the Innovation Ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
No Bobby, Tito, Jay-Z, Brody with you. It's Bodie. Tomorrow's Brody. I got to reach out to Your Highness. I got it in my notes to do that today. Bode man, to make sure Your Highness is on.
Missed him last week.
And you know what? It was my fault.
Oh, I wasn't disputing that.
Oh, thank you.
No, I'm just kidding. I texted him.
But he's like,
you know what?
Yes, it was.
You hit me on the left side of the cheek with the dad thing, and now he's figured, let's make sure the right side doesn't feel left out.
When I texted him last week in the commercial break heading into the segment for NFL picks, it's like, hey, we're ready for you. No response. He texted me like an hour later, which is still pretty early out there, Arizona, but God love him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, man, Tito never told me.
I made it clear to him that I will tell you when we're not going to have you.
Infamy.
Yes, I will tell you. I will let you know in advance the day we don't want you on. You'll know that. I said, other than that, it's a standing date.
By the way, Christmas, Thursday, we'll see you, Your Highness.
Oh, that's a good call. We won't do show, but we'll talk
find
to
a
him.
way.
Yeah. Playoff time means brackets. Mountain Dew and the Fan are giving you a shot at $500 in our college football playoff bracket contest. Just fill out your 12-team bracket before the first game kicks off on December 19th. Enter now at 971thefan.com. Okay, so Bodie, this is a bracket contest we are doing. $500, nothing to sneeze at. Do you think that the winner gets the $500 before our August winner of the Roosters gift card gets theirs?
August winner?
An August winner who I don't think has gotten their gift card yet from Roosters they won.
What's the sponsorship with this?
This is Mountain Dew.
I'll say, Give me the Roosters gift card.
Okay. All right.
Roosters,
there we go.
so
we'll track that. That could be our poll question.
Actually, it's not really Roosters, but I won't say who it is because I don't really know. But anyway, Tito.
Yes, I got you. No, it's fine. It may, how about this for an idea? Next week's winner. Are you here next Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
All week next week.
Next week's winner. Jay-Z goes and delivers it to them personally after the show.
Boom.
Jay-Z takes it.
We have a winner down in like South Carolina.
Gotta be in Central Ohio.
now we got to put limitations. Why the hell don't we give it to like the Carp or Justin, who's doing the show out there on the following Monday, and they can give it away?
No, they can come to Roosters.
Yeah, they come to Roosters, pick it up there. That's what we should do.
Yeah, we can do that.
That face you made, was that something you saw on TV or my great idea?
I just saw somebody slam into another car. Sorry.
That's okay.
But,
yeah, we had people show up for our podcast on Monday, so they could come.
Yeah.
They could come to Olentangy River Road, and I'll hand it off to them. Maybe.
Let's not put that in stone just yet.
We'll see how I'm feeling that day.
You brought it up, Jay-Z, about Indiana. Yes, they certainly hit on their head coach. Signetti's been a great hire for them. Yeah, I threw up my mouth when I just said that a little bit. But anyway, they have hit on transfer portal quarterbacks the last 2 seasons, which has been significant. So there are some ones this year that will be going into the portal. Ohio State, I don't know if people remember this or recognize the fact that, that Will Howard was a transfer quarterback. He was here for the 1 year in that. He was here briefly. It's like, people always say, like, oh, Ohio State doesn't.
He's a Buckeye.
Yeah, he's a Buckeye,
too,
right.
Yeah.
I got you. And look at some of the ones from this past year that moved on, that moved to new schools. The ones in 2025 now are notable transfers. John Mateer in Oklahoma. He is somebody who I thought he was a Heisman Trophy candidate for sure early on, especially after that Auburn game, and then got hurt and kind of fell by the wayside. But he is still playing a very obviously huge role for the Oklahoma Sooners as they're getting ready to take on Alabama. Carson Beck was one who went to Miami, and he's been up and down, but he's a playoff quarterback now. Sorry, Bodie. Who else you got? Mendoza's one. Joe Cotton went to Cincinnati. And those are ones that went there. And so you start looking at that, and, some hit, some miss. We see all of that. And you brought up Lenore Sellers. And that's a good point there, Bodie. Do you think that, like, Mendoza's going to go pro? So is Lenore Sellers should Indiana be at the top of his list?
I think if you're a quarterback going in the portal, Ohio State has Julian Sane coming back. Indiana's got to be on your short list of schools that you're going to go look at, just based off of the last 2 years since Sig has been there.
Right.
2 quarterbacks that have lit it up. They love to score. They love to just get after it. They're aggressive. They're well coached. I mean, I think as a quarterback, you're going to go there and really get a good understanding of how to play the position. I would put that in the top 3. Just the way it's been going. I don't see it slowing down. This guy, this year was one of those like, all right, prove it. Yeah. And he came out and he proved it. He did. And I know they're going to probably lose some of the guys he brought with him. And, and they probably have a lot of 4- and 5-year guys. But, he's done really well in the portal. So, it's not just going to be a quarterback that he goes and gets. Unless he likes the Mendoza brother who's already there.
Oh, that's right. He's the backup.
He's the backup. So he's been there. So, maybe they'll still probably bring somebody in just for some competition. But
isn't South Carolina where Aaron Noland is in too?
That's where he went.
That's where he went. I couldn't tell you if he's still there.
Still there or not. Yeah, I don't know on that one. If he is.
But they're going through an offensive coordinator change, right? Yes. So they're going to kind of see, what happens there, and then maybe Sellers. What is it? The portal's January 2nd through the 16th or something like that.
Yes,
which is wild. It's in the middle of the playoffs.
I know it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. But I think Indiana is a landing spot for any quarterback who wants to go into the portal just based off these last 2 years, and you got to strike while it's hot.
I'd throw Miami in there too.
Yeah.
They're going to pay you a lot of money to go play quarterback there if you'd like to, and then Cam Ward, obviously #1 overall pick.
Yep.
And
they just asked the kid from Texas A&M, like, what would you do if Miami offered you $4 million to go? And he said, I'd talk to my family.
And Beck, he's going to get drafted, right? He's not going to be the #1 overall pick like some people were projecting a couple years ago.
Right.
But he'll be a mid-round draft pick. So, and he's had a good year there, pretty good year.
He has.
And they're on the rise. Making the playoff. They actually finished the year better than they usually start off strong and then they kind of fall off, but they held it together for the most part.
The thing that's interesting to me, too, though, is that I looked at a guy like it. His uncle got fired as offensive line coach, Dylan Raiola at Nebraska. And so,
Is this a package deal?
Well, I'm saying Raiola, though, it's like his brother decommitted from Nebraska. He was going to be going there, I think, and he decommitted. And so, Dylan's uncle's gone, his brother's not coming there, and they were disappointing this season. I think it's fair to say it was a disappointing season for Nebraska.
Oh, yes. And he committed to like 4 different schools.
That's the thing I've got. Yes, that's my problem. Yeah, he was going to go to Ohio State,
Nebraska.
Yeah, and then Nebraska. And when he went to Georgia, Ohio State, he was like, I'm going to help recruit here. We're going to bring guys in.
He moved to Georgia, didn't he?
Yeah, moved to Georgia for senior
high
year.
school.
Yeah. And then he was going to, I can't wait to commit to help people commit and build this team and do what I can. It ends up at Nebraska. And that's a guy, I don't care how talented he is, I would stay away from him unless I am completely desperate measures. Like, unless I'm the Colts in college football. You know what I mean? We're like, I've got to do something.
We got a team. We need somebody who can do something back there.
But Raiola hasn't shown me that much in his career there to where I think that he's – and that's what's so – I don't know how much high school football you watch, how much you follow, Jay-Z, but I got to believe that's the hardest position to evaluate if it will transfer to the next level.
Yeah, I think it is. I think a lot of it has to do with, do they fit in your system?
Right.
And I remember coming to Ohio State. Like, I was air raid. We threw the ball around in high school.
Yeah.
And, I came to a spring game my junior year at Ohio State, and what did they do? Nothing but 4 or 5 wide receivers. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. Is he going to go out and do some of this here? At Ohio State? And no,
didn't happen.
But I probably would have been better in a different, maybe offense,
right?
Because that's what I was used to. So I think that's probably the hardest thing of that. Hey, this kid's really good in high school. He's throwing the ball around. Let's bring him in, and then the offense changes, the philosophy changes, and you just don't maybe use him. And that's why sometimes you see guys go to the NFL and they get in a better situation,
right?
And they can kind of take off.
Brock Purdy, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it is tough, but with all the different camps and recruiting services and just everything out there, it's hard to tell who's who. You just got to have a really keen eye, and that's why the guys like Mark Pantoni get paid so much money, because they're watching so much film and trying to figure out, if it is a good fit, if it's legit, or if it's just the offense they're playing in, or just all the little things that go into it.
So curious about this. When you came to Ohio State, you had already dealt with some adversity off the field kind of thing with the flack you caught for trans. Okay, right. So you dealt with that. That probably made you grow up a little bit, mature a little bit. You're still a young kid, though, getting to Ohio State. And you mentioned the thing about the offense, and you're thinking, we're going to do this. And then it doesn't turn out that way with the offense. How does that work in your headspace? Are you pissed off? Are you did you God, did you have any conversations? Say, I thought we were going to do this, or did you just kind of roll with it?
It was kind of one of those, I knew it.
Yeah.
Because my brother played at Youngstown State, so I knew Truss years before, and I knew what he did at Youngstown, and my brother was an option quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's why he went to Youngstown, because they were an option kind of team, So it's like I knew, maybe felt, hey, this could be fun.
Right.
If they were to kind of incorporate some of this.
Yeah.
And then it just didn't happen. Now, by the end of my senior year, we had probably incorporated some of that. We were more 3 wide,
right?
Because we had we had a pretty good team, and our offense kind of evolved, and we turned into that. But it is what it is. But at that point in time back then, I signed on the dotted line, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, but you're young. I'm thinking to myself, if I'm in my room at night, and
there was times where it'd be a dark spot for me. I got hit in one of our jersey scrimmages and hurt my shoulder and stuff. I was out for a couple weeks during camp, and I'm just I came from high school. I didn't get hit. What quarterback gets hit in practice?
Right. Yeah.
And it's now I'm hurt and I can't even practice for 2 weeks because, one of my freshman teammates hit me on the sideline going out of bounds. It's just so there was some frustration in that sort of thing because we didn't get black jerseys.
Right.
Until maybe our sophomore year.
Right.
So it's just kind of this isn't what I was imagining.
Right.
But, it's there's definitely things where you come in and it happens for everybody everywhere of, you think this is going to go this way and it just it doesn't. And you just, I guess I learned that in high school when I left. It was things aren't always rosy. And,
no doubt, yes.
You're going to get your mailbox smashed about every weekend.
I still
you deal with that kind of stuff and you just kind of move on. That's life, unfortunately. And, you deal with it, and you just try and do the best you can.
I'll say I can't believe that used to happen. That happened to you back then, but I believe it.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I know people, humans, but it's still it's amazing to me. I didn't want to turn this into a we would get Jay-Z on the couch and start asking questions. Okay, so I'm curious now. Football players always say, especially in quarterback rooms, I'm rooting for my teammates. I'm rooting for them. I want them to do well. Everyone says that. I never hear somebody say, I hope the guy kind of sucks. I really like to get back out there again. But when a quarterback says that, when a number 2 or number 3 guy who's battling to be number 2 or number 1, when they say that, do you think they are always being completely honest?
No, I don't know. It's actually funny because when Urban came in and they had JT, Cardell, Braxton, were kind of all the same, and they would do these Friday Night Lights where they had recruits come in, and so they would ask former guys to come down. So I went down a couple times and was just around, and it was just like, man, I'm seeing these quarterbacks just buddy, like dabbing each other up, hugging, joking around, and I'm like, Troy tried to fight me like 4 different times.
Did he really?
Like what has changed?
You and Troy almost came to.
Well, I mean, it didn't get that far, but there was definitely some conversations,
right?
And it was early on, when we were battling. Right. So I mean, there was that part of it, but I remember sitting there like, these guys are just like best friends,
right?
Like this is totally different, than what I went through, because it was just like only one gets to play, and and we battled, and that's what it was. And then by the time we were seniors, he was up for the Heisman winning, we were fine by then. But during that competition time, it was like we didn't care for each other, in a way.
Do you think that was more head games?
I don't know. That's just if personalities and I think just a lot of that. Yeah, just competitive. And Troy was just as competitive as I was. Like we both, we knew once once that happens, it's going to be the guy. And
you both were hot stuff coming in. Like you were both high, and you would.
Yeah, well, shoot, Troy was our last recruit.
Yeah. Right.
And that was another thing about coming to Ohio State. It's like, we're bringing one quarterback in. Yeah. And I signed, and then at the end of the day, like, hey, we're going to bring another one.
One more. Like, starting now, we're done bringing quarterbacks.
Okay, all right. He's not going to take any reps from you. And then we split 50-50 from the jump.
All the hype that you got in high school, did that mess with your head? Was that hard to be that age? Because I know everyone talked about you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you were.
Oh gosh, I still get the whole whoever did that stupid headline, just in time or whatever.
Oh yeah,
down here in the dispatch, people always bring that up to me. I'm like, sorry, I didn't write it.
Yeah, no. Was that hard for you to kind of because you're still a high school student and people are already anointing you as quarterback Jesus in some ways, and there's a lot of pressure there. But what was that like for you? Were you able to block it out, or did your parents have to tell you, look, don't pay attention to this, or how did that work for you?
It wasn't bad, and I had a lot of success my freshman year in high school, so it was like my whole high school career kind of went that way.
Yeah.
So at a young age, I was dealing with doing those interviews and just, like a lot of my freshman buddies were playing freshman ball, and I was up and playing varsity, and we won a state championship. So I got into it early, so it just kind of became natural. And, now coming down on recruiting visits and having people yelling at you when it's like, all right, it was one of those things. It's like, just shut up. We got guys on the field that we want to play well. We don't want them hearing that. It's kind of like what Shador's talked about up in Cleveland. Like, when you guys boo the starting quarterback, it doesn't do good for the team.
Yeah.
So I always kind of felt that way of like, you guys just be quiet. I'm not even here yet. One, and like we got guys, you don't want them hearing this stuff. And, because that's when I came in that quarterback room, Craig, and they weren't so kind.
No.
It was like I dealt with quite a bit my freshman year, just, from them hearing and seeing everything and not knowing me.
Right.
And then me coming in and, that first season until they got to know me, and then it was okay. But, it was kind of a rough start there.
I did not.
Because of all that.
Mean to turn this into that. But I get on a roll sometimes, and I just want to keep asking questions. That's all good stuff. Coming up next, Austin Ward will join us. We'll let him lay on the psychiatrist's couch. We'll also investigate him and do some I'll say probing. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've hit your medical deductible, now's the time to see Dr. Mark Levy. Get a custom oral appliance that stops snoring and helps you ditch that CPAP and pay less out of pocket. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com before the year ends.
'Tis the season to be hungry at Roosters. That's why for every $50 spent on Roosters gift cards, you'll receive a $10 Rooster Buck back in your stocking. May your holidays be filled with friends and family, love and laughter, and of course, Roosters Wings. Go to roosterswings.com today or drop by any Roosters location to purchase your $50 holiday gift cards and receive a $10 Rooster Buck in return. Happy holidays from all of us at Roosters. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at mda.org. today.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Don't let your insurance benefits go to waste. End the year sleeping better with Dr. Mark Levy's oral appliance. No mask, no noise, just results. Hurry, deductibles reset soon. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com today.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right. It is a Wednesday. I had to think about that one for a second. But now I associate this guy with Wednesday every week.
A guy who considers himself the mayor of Laramie, Wyoming, who holds the shuffleboard record at the Ranger, and most impressive, the commissioner of the Central Ohio Two-Man Scramble League. Here's Austin Ward.
Good morning, Austin Ward. Looking dapper as always there with the backwards hat. What we haven't talked, you and I don't believe, since the Big Ten championship game. And I'm curious.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah, let's bring that up.
Well, I know. Bodie's been railing on Ohio State all morning. But anyway, the Big Ten championship game, do you think Ohio State was out-coached or out-executed or both?
Well, they lost the game, Tito. I mean, usually you can point to the other sideline and tip your hat. I think Ohio State lost the game more than Indiana won. So if we want to use those terms, we can. I think they lost the game during the week, if I'm being honest with you. So, I think that Ohio State was distracted. I'm talking about more of the coaching staff. I don't think that I had any real issue with a lot. Certainly not defensively. They could have made a couple more plays. I didn't think that they executed poorly on that side of the football. They gave up 13 points to the number 2 team in the country, and Ohio State should win every single game when it plays at that level on the other side of the football. It scored 10 points, and it had 2 empty possessions inside the 10-yard line in the second half on offense. And that's the side of the football where most of the uncertainty existed throughout the build-up to Saturday night in Indianapolis. So I don't think that – and I'll be honest with you, Tito, that the day after, being in the Woody on Sunday for the selection show, that there were people on that coaching staff who were taking full accountability for that, both publicly and privately. Ryan Day had a press conference, but a lot of the things that were going on with Brian Hartline taking another job, with Penn State in the middle of the week coming after Matt Patricia, with National Signing Day and the start of the signing period beginning Wednesday through Friday and entailing quite a lot of drama for Ohio State, mostly with Chris Henry Jr. That was not part of Ohio State's routine throughout the rest of the year. And I don't bring any of that up to make excuses for Ohio State. They lost the game. They said that they wanted to win it, and they did not put together the kind of plan that was required to do so, and they certainly didn't execute on special teams with a chance to make a 27-yard field goal to extend the game either to overtime or give themselves another chance to win in regulation. So, yeah, I mean, the one area where I did not think that Ohio State really executed to the level that we'd seen over the previous 12 games was on the offensive line, and some of that stuff there had been signs of throughout the year on the right side, and some there hadn't been. You can give Indiana full credit for that, but I think if you have a rematch between these two teams, I still would pick Ohio State to win. So
something you said was interesting, Austin, there was that you said you thought they lost it during the week. They lost that game during the previous week there. Is that something that you concluded after the fact, or did you have a feeling that might be the case during the week leading up to the game?
I still thought that Ohio State's talent advantage would win out, Tito, but any level of distraction that was seeping into Ohio State would have been out of character for them throughout the week. I still just assumed, I went to the default position that they would handle that, but there were certainly signs that it was going to be difficult to manage all that. And when we were in there on Wednesday for the first of two Ryan Day press conferences, which is out of the normal routine right there, as they were handling that on Wednesday, you could just see, like, they were getting ready for some meetings, and Brian Hartline was in the back of the Woody having to jump on some phone calls. Whether that, I don't know who he was talking to on the other end. Could have been Chris Henry Jr., could have been people that he was trying to land at South Florida, could have been coaching staff. I don't know, but his time constraints and his time demands were different than what they were for any other week. And so, they just had all these fires that were popping up here, there, and otherwhere. And on Saturday night before the game, Berm pointed this out to me, where when Ryan Day walked out the tunnel, I mean, I noticed it as well, but he said, he was more concerned about it than I was, I'll put it that way. Ryan Day walked out of the tunnel in the big house and was smirking at the Michigan fans. And, I put that in the context of what he talks about all the time, which is that you're taking a test, and if you know all the answers, you go into the classroom, you don't have any concerns. And that was the smirk that Ryan Day had on against Michigan. On Saturday night at 6 o'clock, when he walked into Lucas Oil Stadium, he's kind of, kicking at the dirt and looked a little bit uneasy. And I think that was the sign that, like, he knew then that Ohio State had not done everything entirely to the level that it expected to win the game, and that there was going to be some trepidation. Now, they still could have faked their way through it and still won that game. It was within their grasp after they made some adjustments in the second half. But those empty drives that we've all been talking about since Saturday night wound up costing them.
It was a crazy week with just everything happening so fast. With a game on Saturday, we have a few weeks here, before we play again. Is this something that we can figure out? I mean, I know they kind of have a schedule with Brian being down in Florida for a few days, coming back. Is this going to work? I mean, or is there any chance Brian says, listen, I've never done this before. There's way too much stuff that I am going to need to be doing, in this time period to give you everything that I need to give you guys. It'd be better off if I wasn't around, or, does he think he's going to be able to handle all that?
Yeah, I mean, the intention from Brian Hartline and Ryan Day, and the expectation still as we sit here, Justin, is that Brian will see this process through, that he wants to, Ohio State wants him to, that they're going to find a way to make it work. And I think that the hope is that once you get a week or so removed from taking the job from the national signing period. The transfer portal doesn't open until after the Cotton Bowl, that, Brian Hartline, around Christmas, around that time when the final preparations are being ramped up, that he won't have as many of those things pulling him in different directions between Tampa and Columbus. And this week we've seen him, fly down there, meet the team. I sometimes, maybe people do. I think when we talk about this double duty, running a program, especially when you're doing it for the first time, there are so many things that I don't know if the public is aware of that you have to deal with. It is not just putting together a roster. It is not just putting together a coaching staff. The volume of support staffers that you need, the conversations that you have to have with boosters, administrators, the school president, the athletic director, the deputy athletic director, trying to put together and get a feel for what the NIL resources are going to be. It is a daunting job, and it is more difficult than it has ever been. We're almost 9 years removed. Luke Fickell was doing this as he was going to Cincinnati, and Ohio State was preparing for the college football playoff, and it was lucky enough that he allowed me to tag along to do a story when I was at ESPN, to go behind the scenes with him and Marcus Freeman and Doug Phillips as they got going, and Luke was trying to balance both jobs, and it's like, it can be done, but you're not going to sleep, and you are going to have to remain incredibly disciplined and not waste the time that's available to you. So all that's to say, Jay-Z, that Ohio State is expecting and wants Brian Hartline to do that. Brian wants to finish out his Ohio State tenure here the right way, and that's going to require, I think, some assistance from Ohio State, but that was probably going to happen anyway from Ryan Day in terms of taking on a more active role with game planning. Even when Chip Kelly was here last year and not trying to leave for the Las Vegas Raiders, Ryan Day was more involved, I'm told, in the game planning in the postseason once some of his time constraints and demands were loosened up. So we'll see what that looks like, Justin. I know that that's a very long-winded way of saying that for now that's the plan, and I'd be surprised if it changed. But when you say, is there a chance that it could, certainly that exists.
He is one half of The Beat with Austin and Berm, their daily podcast. They do catch that anywhere you get all of your podcasts. And I read that, Jaden Feely's gotten a lot of some online threats like normally happens and things like that, which is terrible and awful. As I sit next to a guy who had his mailboxes busted at his house when he was transferring high schools. But do you think there's any chance anybody other than Fielding attempts a kick in the postseason?
Need to ask why that hasn't really been something that happened during the regular season, Tito, because Ohio State, and I'm sure that the answer is Ohio State evaluates everything. Jackson Corville had opportunities in practice against Jaden Fielding, and the battle was won by the veteran. And if that's the answer, so be it. We have also seen, though, not just on Saturday night, and even not just in the horseshoe against Michigan a year ago, some of these pressure kicks from Jaden Fielding and him not being able to meet that moment. So Ohio State was certainly aware of that last offseason, which is why they took a transfer portal kicker, brought in Jackson Corville from Ball State, and he has not had an opportunity to go out there and show it in a game yet. Now, I fully recognize that, between Rob Keyes, Nate Ebner, Gunnar Daniels, they have people watching and working with special teams every single day. So they're certainly not ever going to Ohio State's never going to put somebody out on the field that they don't believe is the best option. They're not going to voluntarily play a worse player just for fun. So, I'd love to know how close that's been. If there is any conversation about, restarting a competition. Now you're 13 games into this, and it's like you'll be dealing with the complete unknown, at least in game reps at Ohio State for Corville if you make that change. But you have to be feeling more trepidation if you're Ryan Day about if the game comes down to a field goal again. The best solution, Tito, would be to just not let that happen.
There you
again.
go.
I think they should try that.
take the 3 and 4 tight ends off the field,
Right.
and maybe open it up and score some touchdowns.
Well, I think Justin, I think that's a more pressing concern.
And that's also something that's been there all year long, like you talked about. We haven't been good in the red zone. We continue to bang our head against the wall, bringing all these big guys in to open up another gap when there's not really been that many gaps open all year long. So it kind of goes back to there may be that kind of problem, but it's been masked all season long, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that we're at the point right now, and what you're talking about, Justin, is that Ryan Day says all the time that the issues are always there, and it shouldn't take a loss to fix them or realize them or address them. But in this case, I think all of us would agree that some of the heavy personnel packages, some of the red zone approach for Ohio State has been, inconsistent at best and befuddling at worst. Sometimes it's a matter of we nitpick Ohio State and expect perfection from them. This is not about what Tito, Jay-Z, or Austin think about Ohio State's red zone success rate. The Ohio State and Ryan Day want to score touchdowns and expect to score touchdowns on 75% of their red zone drives. Right now they are at 67%. They have had 22 drives this season that have not touched the paint after getting into the red zone. What made it worse, obviously, on Saturday against Indiana was that those two possessions yielded 0 points. So that dropped them down in red zone scoring overall nationally to number 44 in the country. So that's not a national championship standard. That is not the kind of level that will win you another trophy. So, that just because that's where they are doesn't mean that, and they're not going to finish number 1 in the country in red zone scoring this year, doesn't mean that they can't get it fixed over the next 3 games that are in front of them. They have the talent, the personnel, the scheme, coaches to do whatever they want. This is the most talented offense in the country. They have a quarterback that can make any throw. They have the 2 best wide receivers in the sport. They have 2 weapons that they can deploy at the same time in the slot, which they had just done the week before in the Big House with Brandon Ennis and Max Clare, putting the Wolverines in a blender in the middle of the field down there in the red zone for a key touchdown. So they don't have to play in a phone booth. They don't have to play with 4 tight ends. I think all of Ohio State's opponents would sign up if they were given the option, hey, what would you like to defend from the 5-yard line? 4 tight ends or Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate and Bo Jackson and Max Clare? I think they would that choice is very easy. And so if Ohio State is going to continue to do that, they're doing favors to Texas A&M or Miami or Ole Miss or Georgia or Indiana again in a national championship game. And I think they're aware of that now. There's no changing the fact that it took a loss for them to maybe come to that realization, but they can't hide from it now.
We'll get you out on this one, Austin. Outside of Indiana, what team in the playoffs would give Ohio State the most problems if they faced them?
The blueprint that Indiana can really provide is a lot of the movement and twists, games, stunts, slants that they deploy and different pressure that they use to confuse the Ohio State offensive line. So you would think that Georgia would be able to do that. There are some really good players in the front for both Miami and Texas A&M. The team that can beat Ohio State, if that happens again in the playoff, is going to have the same level of success on defense and have Ohio State, I think, make the same number of mistakes that it made on it by itself to win that game. So you can look at those, SEC teams that all have really good athletes up front and pretty good defenses. I don't expect the Silver Bullets to still have problems with anybody in this bracket, to be honest with you. Indiana's one of the better offenses in the country. They've got a Heisman finalist, maybe the winner, in Fernando Mendoza. If you're looking at that matchup in the Cotton Bowl, you can find good things about Marcel Reed and Carson Beck, and you can also find a lot of reasons to think that Ohio State will fluster them and really rattle their offense. The same would be true for Gunnar Stockton. The Hoosiers still only scored 13 points on Saturday night, so I'm not trying to avoid picking one of those teams, Tito. I know that your question was specific to who I think that would be. I think Ohio State is still the best team in the bracket, and I still think they're going to win the national championship. So all the teams that they could face have ways to pull a quote-unquote upset and win. But as I look at it, I see a lot more flaws on those teams than I do on Ohio State, assuming that they play the best version of their game. I think they will still hoist the trophy in Miami. That would be my call right now.
He is one half of the beat with Austin and Berm. Catch that podcast everywhere you get them. You and I have got some shifts coming up together here on Morning Juice coming up in a couple weeks there. If you have any free time, jot down some questions that are good ones for me to ask you, just so I'm better prepared. I can do less show prep on my part, Austin. Just think of things like you want Tito to ask you, and that way it makes the show go a little easier.
All right, here it is, Tito. I'm going to give it to you right now. Just jot it in the sheet. What's going on with Ohio State? And then I'll just talk for 20 minutes.
That's a good one there. Hey, are Cardell Tate and Jeremiah Smith going to play in the playoffs? There, are they injured
yeah,
still?
Yeah. I can't get enough of that one.
All right, that's a good one. Appreciate the time, brother. We'll talk soon.
See you guys.
That was Austin Ward. Love talking to him. Mm-hmm. And he always has such. I want to make sure I say this the right way because it's truly meant as a compliment. He's got detailed answers. Like he doesn't just give one word answers, which I love. The fact he gets into it and always has things to back up what he's saying, and it's very well thought out. He's a true gem for us. All right, coming up next, we'll tell you what's got us juice. Morning Juice.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
This holiday season, Germain Toyota of Columbus is unwrapping incredible savings on the toughest trucks around. Right now, drive home a 2025 or 2026 Toyota Tundra with an unbeatable 0% financing for up to 72 months. That's right, power, performance, and 0%. And there's more holiday cheer. Every Tundra is sold at MSRP with 20% due at signing. No gimmicks, no surprises, just real value on one of America's favorite full-size trucks. So upgrade to a brand new Toyota Tundra. Holiday savings at Germain Toyota of Columbus on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Put a new sound on an old song this season at Lion's Den, the official store of pleasure, passion, and romance.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad, and I feel very proud to be a son.
I was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Wrinkles, gray hair, and hearing loss are common signs of getting older. But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing, and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
Tito has had 2 wives. They've both been named Heather. If you know someone named Heather, please warn her. This is Morning Juice.
We make the rules on this show, right, Bodie? Is it fair to say?
That we do.
All right, so if we decide to ban somebody, we have the ability to do it, hypothetically. There's no, protocol, there's no rule in place that says you can't.
You got 3 strikes and you're out, or
I would say
you got to write them up.
This is about the 3rd time through the order for this guy.
3rd.
Yeah.
probably being kind. I just don't. Right. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna say this right now. If I ever in my life, and you guys still know me and are around me, wake up at 6:40 local time, 7:43 here, but 6:43, depending on where you live, just to wake up and get in a YouTube chat and troll people. I want you guys just to smack me.
Dude, okay? If you're ever waking up to just get into a YouTube chat,
yeah, honestly,
I'm gonna slap you.
We've just crossed a line in today's society. Where are we at in today's society? As Mike Gundy once asked,
you got hate in your heart.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a miserable way to live. Each their own, I guess.
I'm telling you, it's getting to that point where it's almost time to hit the gong and just kick him off the show. And
I think I wish there was a way to, make that happen just for our show and not the rest of the station.
Does it go station-wide?
Yeah.
Oh, it does? I didn't know that.
Everything's just on 97.1 The Fan YouTube's page. I would like to be able to make decisions for our show, but I don't want anybody else to,
miss out.
Make that decision.
Honestly,
if they want to.
If we've got
we might be doing the station a favor.
If we've got a show on our airwaves here locally with us, if we've got a show that goes into their day thinking, man, I hope Steve Kerr gets in here again today, that show should be off the air anyway. Anyway, we're done talking about Steve Kerr. We're done talking about it. We're just going to ban him next time. We're not even going to. There's no warnings. Boom. All right, let's tell people's gas juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All right, my sheet says it's Wednesday. That would mean that the man to my left, Justin Zwick, goes first.
Putting me on the spot. Okay, Wednesday. I gotta put that in my notes. I go first.
Do you want Schlace to go first?
You know what's got me juiced?
What's that?
I just found out last night.
Uh-oh.
That Saturday afternoon, my house is going to be filled with my wife, my mother-in-law, sister-in-law, and possibly my mom.
Oh.
All making different kinds of Christmas cookies.
Okay.
So I now am going to have Christmas cookies every night for, after Saturday.
Yeah.
For the rest of the month, I will eat 2 to 3 Christmas cookies every single night.
Diet starts on the 1st.
Exactly. I will do a 5-day fast coming out of the new year. But that's what got me pumped. I was excited about that. Even though the house is going to be busy.
No, I got to tell you.
Cookies are going to be made.
When you went with we started naming the people off there or being there, I was like,
you're like, oh boy, what'd you do?
There's no way. You know what that means for me? I'm going somewhere.
Yeah. So you're juiced because you're going on vacation.
Yeah, but it's a good thing. They're going to be doing something festive and everything, and not like, something so good for you. I got to be careful what I'm saying here because
I get you. Yeah, we're all on the same page. But yes, juiced about the Christmas cookies.
That's good.
What's got me juiced today, guys? So it's funny, Jay-Z, you mentioned this during one of the commercial breaks, and I was actually going to bring this up today because I could not possibly agree more. The number one thing I hate in life, at least as of this moment, would be the dozen or so committee members of the college football playoff. And there's a pretty big gap between number 1 and number 2. But what is number 2 on that list? Pretty much just a permanent rotation every day. It's just change. No matter how big or small, I just hate change. With that being said, when I woke up yesterday morning to see my iPhone had updated to the new iOS, I don't need that. I just want to stay with the old. They could probably go back to the one before that as well. And granted, it's not that much different. But like I said, I hate change no matter how big or small.
Just the little differences.
Just enough of a difference. Also, my Yahoo Mail email app updated like a week or so ago as well. And it is unquestionably worse. It takes me like 5 minutes just to click all the emails that I get and mark them as read, where before you could have selected all. And I'm sure there's some way to select all, and I'm sure it's not that complicated, but I still hate it.
But you have to now find out how to do that.
I used to know how to do it.
Yep.
So.
And your battery's going to start going down a lot faster now.
Yeah, don't worry though. Apple, new iPhone is out. You can go get that sucker for $300 or whatever.
Oh, no, yeah, $300 a month.
Oh, no, yeah.
I'm saying you trade in your old one
it's free. It's always free.
You
trade in, it's free.
Yeah.
Just trade in your
funny how that works. Yeah. My mom did let me know yesterday too, actually, Jay-Z, that this Sunday she's like, we're going to my cousin's, her niece's house to make cookies with my sister and aunt, niece, etc. She's like, would you want to go? I'm like, I think I'm okay. But if you want to bring back some cookies, I'm your guy. I'll be the taste tester on that. So that all has me juiced today, Tito. Wednesday, Coaster Bob Day for some. First Friday, Miracle Day for others. get that right for Beamer there. What's got you juice, sir?
Do we have anything from Schlegs?
Oh, yes, we do. I'm sorry.
That's
I totally
okay.
skipped it. Here we go. Schlegs, juiced on a Wednesday.
Here's probably the best takeaway from this, guys, and this is just the reality of the situation. And I wrote this down. I don't know where I put the
there you go.
doomajig.
Find
Go
it.
to the pad.
Find the doomajig.
No. It's in my mind. It's in my mind.
We don't even know what he was
Gotta
talking
look
about.
for it in his mind. You gotta put it in a tab.
I don't think he ever found it.
I think he did. So the crisp cookie thing, I'm glad you brought that up. I need to get back. We used to do a thing every year where we would make just a ton of cookies. And a ton's 2,000 pounds. That's exaggeration. We make a lot of cookies. And we would teach kids to take them out and people who are less fortunate than us, and we would donate them there or go to a church that's having like a meal for those that are in need and leave them for that. And it's a really good thing for the kids to see all of that. So I should volunteer my wife to get that going. I'm busy, but I should ask my wife about getting that going because that was a good idea. Yeah. And the other thing we did last year too, which I would recommend anyone doing, is we went and bought like about 20 pairs of like wool socks, and we put like put all these things in Ziploc bags with like a pair of socks, a couple of snacks, hand warmers, things like that. And then we'll just keep in the car. And anytime we're going around, someone's on the side of the road, ask for something, the kids would hand it out to them and stuff. And so
that's cool.
That's awesome, man.
Well, that's
You're such a good person.
No, I'm not trying. I'm just saying.
I'm going to cut that up.
He's such a good
So
person.
from now on, it's going to be our version of a Schlegs bite. Tito. Fitbit. When people try to tell you that you're a terrible person, sometimes you do say stuff that I do question your, where your intentions are. But we'll play that just as a reminder to.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible
I know
person.
you have that in you, Tito.
No, make no mistake about it.
Hear.
The only reason I'm bringing it up is to encourage people to do it. I'm not
Balance
trying
things out.
I'm not trying to get me any kind of props. I'm just saying though. But if you do that though, that's a small way. If you have the ability to make that kind of impact, please take advantage of it. And look, I know it's not cheap, and I know Christmas coming up and the holidays, and a lot of money's going to the places. But if you can do something like that, it really will make someone's day. And so it's a great way to teach your kids too. It's more so teaching the kids, and I literally let them physically hand it outside the window and things like that. But it's a cool thing. So, but here you guys say that now has inspired me to get cracking on that again. It being December 10th now. Tis the season on that one. I did see
the season to be merry.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's my name.
The other thing, Justin, I noticed it. The high temperature now on Sundays dropped a little bit more. I saw the high temperature now is going to be 12.
Jeez.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing for a Sunday. That's a beautiful thing.
Too cold to go outside.
Couple of things that you guys have done today. Bodie with the age thing. And then you telling me about naps, which I don't get to take. You and Bodie both thought, I'll take a nap today. I'll take a nap today. I won't get a chance to take a nap today. And I started to get a little angry about that as you guys did that. But
see, we thought you already took naps every day.
No,
just being older.
You know what? I typically try to take naps right after my oatmeal tapioca pudding.
Your dinner at 2:00.
Yeah, sometimes MCL. That's what I do. You here for lunch? No, dinner. What are you talking about? Lunch was hours ago.
Right, the Price is Right is over.
This is dinner time. But yeah, so that's what's got me juiced. That also is it's the kids and their sports stuff going on. I'm excited about that. I know that they're getting better working out. My daughter was at swim last night, and she's been going to that. God, she's in the 6th grade. There we go.
Be careful with that swim team stuff, boy. My sister does that. They're all over the place going to swim meets.
She has practice. Now, it's not mandatory, but she tries to go.
Yeah, right.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Listen to the schedule, though, because it's 7:15 to 8:45 Monday through Friday in the evening.
Yes.
And so she usually goes 3 times a week. But, yeah, that's it. Like, I was thinking when I was doing 6th grade, there was no way I was doing that. 7:15 to 8:45. 5 nights a week.
Also not mandatory. That's like when coaches love to tell you in high school, maybe not like college, but high school and, under coaches love to tell you, yeah, it's great to play all sports. But by the way, we're going to practice 12 months out of the year.
I know
it's
what you
like,
mean.
so I'm supposed to play 4 sports because as we practice 6 days a week for your sport.
That's the thing. I can't stand that.
It's
because it's proven the more sports you play, the better athlete you are.
Yeah, it's great.
Less injuries.
Like most coaches don't actually allow it. Even
well,
though
I know
they tell you
that
it's
just
awesome.
blows my mind that coaches can't be on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
It's frustrating.
You're right. And the things about the mandatory thing, I hear you say, I think with the swim it's a little different just from what I've been able to tell and talking to coaches and like that. But because with swim, they're going to put the kids with the best times out there no matter what. You know what I mean? Like you can do other things. You can make it kind of, you might have a couple of people that are very similar, and it's like if one guy went to practice more often and mandatory, not mandatory, whatever, and the other guy didn't, you might make a decision based on that. But I'm with you. Did you face that in high school? Was it like
No, I didn't have any of that. I played football in the fall, basketball in the winter, track or baseball in the spring, and
there was no coaches never
nothing. I mean, now granted, I grew up in a smaller town, so it's like you needed your best athletes to play each sport if you wanted to be good, and we typically, Orville had a good basketball program. Football was always pretty good, and we won state and track my freshman year as well.
Did you really? What was your event?
I was alternate for the 4x4.
Alternate 4x4.
But yeah, we won. Yeah, we won state that year, and so we won football and track my freshman year.
I'm telling you,
we needed those. We needed all of our athletes to play every sport, or else we wouldn't have had enough boys to have teams. But that's where I grew up, and that's how I feel. I think for your school, your community, you should play every sport possible.
Bodie, I don't know about you, but if I was that kind of athlete in high school, I would have been such a jerk. I'm not saying I don't think you were. Maybe you were, Justin. If you were, that's okay. But if you weren't, I'm not going to.
I was.
I'm not going to hold you to that. I'm just saying though. But I know I could not handle that kind of success in high school. I
think I might have been in that same boat with you. Yeah.
I mean, I would wear letters on everything I own. I'd be doing that. Any rings, any necklaces, like all that stuff.
All you needed back then was the old Letterman jacket.
Right.
Yeah, you throw that bad boy on, go to the mall, you'd be feeling on top of the world.
And if I were you, I'd be coming to class when I wanted to come into class, a little bit late,
Yeah, I may have went to a Pittsburgh Pirate game my last day of high school with my head coach.
I could not. Now you got to vacate wins in high school. Here we go. No, I would have. I don't think I would have handled it well. Which is why I didn't do it, Bodie. That's the reason. It wasn't the work. It wasn't the God-given ability. It wasn't the dedication. No, I didn't
want it to go to my head.
I didn't want it to go to my head. I wanted to fail.
Smart, yeah.
I quit freshman football 3 games in because I hurt my wrist.
Yeah,
bruise on the wrist.
That was I know.
You need your wrist.
I know. And I still have a bruise on my chest from catching a pass from Anthony Thornton when he was a junior and I was a freshman at Brookhaven. That guy could throw a bullet. Anyway, thank you to Austin Ward. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Bodie. Thank you to all the people in the chat. It was a great chat today. Lots going on in there. What's
lively.
That? Lively chat.
No bye week here.
No.
Notre Dame's playing somebody.
That's absolutely right. Make sure you tune in tomorrow because we will have Highness. I promise you. We'll get you Highness. I'm making the promise right now, which is always weird to promise anything on the Highness.
We'll get him on a plane and get him in the studio.
That's what it takes.
We had a chance to do that, too. We had a real opportunity to have him in the studio. And also, Albert Breer will join us to talk about Phillip Rivers. We'll do all that tomorrow, folks.